Hey, you. Ladies and gentlemen, mutants and ghouls. I sound like a ghoul. Welcome to a very special episode of Showcase Mode with Funky Fabuloso. My name is Yob Zarbo. I'll be filling in for Funky because he has a sore throat and the only voice he can do is mine. There is a really nasty winter storm brewing outside my home right now, so I thought today would finally be a good day to sit down and finally take the full tour. Now, I would apologize for my voice. It's a little bit better than it was in the last video, but I do still sound like a ghoul. And I'm also using the cheap microphone. Oh, I just knocked it over. You're probably going to hear some weird background sounds. That's just the dogs chewing on some bones, and maybe the wind whipping around the building. I just want to do a couple of shout outs real quick before we get started. There's one fan that I have who can't actually come and visit my shelters on his own. His name is Jake NH84. Dude, you know who you are. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. And this video right now, this was just for you, bud. I also want to shout out a guy named Everything's a Cap. This dude is awesome. He gives his full support to everybody who deserves it. And the world needs more people like you, bro. Thanks for being here. And also, Moonlight Cowboy. If you don't know who Moonlight Cowboy is, just look it up on YouTube. This dude is awesome. He's one of the best builders that you'll ever find, and he's definitely worth watching his videos. He's actually the only one of these people whose tutorial videos I've ever watched. There are a lot more of you that I would love to be able to thank and shout out right now, but this glorified tablet that I use to record and edit cannot handle a video of this length, so I'm not going to be able to do any editing and show any names on screen. But just know you are appreciated. Thank you so much. That said, I don't actually know how long this video is going to be, but it usually takes between 40 and 90 minutes to do a full tour of the shelters. So we're going to jump right into it now. The only editing that I'm able to do is just pausing the recording in between such and such. Excuse me. I think I'm going to leave the loading screens in because I have some fun screenshots that I'd like to talk about too. But we're going to start here with the Death Star. That's not one of my screenshots. So this one is big but not very elaborate. It's really just the one scene there. Strike me down with all your hatred. I can't do voices right now. I'm sorry. What I can do is hop into free cam mode and show you how the lighting works in here. I got one blue light pointing right down here where the Death Star is, just to take the focus to where it needs to be, right? There's not a whole lot of special stuff about this. The lightsabers there, I did another video on that. That's something else entirely. That's the, I forget what it's called, some Brotherhood armor. The Grim Reaper mask and the cultist robe on the Emperor. I used to have the Crypt Hunter mask. It looks just like the Emperor, but it doesn't have a hood, so I switched it to that. And I thought the pastor's vestments for Luke was quite fitting. And in this place, I also have some secrets. I have a little lounge that I like to sit in outside of the Death Star when I'm idling and I don't want people to find me. There is another secret in here, but I'm not going to show you that. You have to come to my shelters and find that for yourself. So take a quick look around. I would still like to do these tables a little bit differently, do that a little bit better, but honestly, I'm probably going to tear this all down and make something different with it anyway. So we're going to head back into the hub, and I'm going to run out here and just show you this. I have the advertisements for the YouTube channel strategically placed so only the real explorers will find them. I'm not that jackass who puts the sign in your face every time you go somewhere. This is how you get to the lounge. That was the talk show set. There's a video about that on the channel as well. So outside of the Death Star, we're going to go into the high stakes shelter. The sheep sloth is real. Oh, I skipped by. There were two guys outside the door holding weapons. That's part of the story. This is supposed to be an immersive story thing. We were safe in here after the war. It was just a silly campfire story. There's a full video on here with like the music in the background and everything. You can find that on the channel too. It's a lot more fun without me telling you what everything is, because you're supposed to explore this on your own. Everything is set up as a choose your own adventure thing. And so we got the sheep sloth coming through the wall here from the storage area. This was actually not very easy to do. I tried 100 different walls and 100 different doors, and none of it all worked out. Everything was in a different position originally. This was the best I could get it. Make it look like the hand is coming through the door. I used the outhouse door. A little kitchen, and then boom. There's a chessboard there with that skull into those intestines. And you're going to notice, if you're reading the signs, that all of these people are South Park characters. So you're supposed to come through here. You can't get apostrophes. They won't give me an apostrophe in the damn chalkboard letters. I am so upset about this. It really, really bothers me, because I know how to read and spell. And this looks terrible, but I needed to save budget. I mean, I guess with an apostrophe, I could still put a space and an O. Now that I think of it, I don't need the apostrophe, and I'm just rambling for no reason. But you're supposed to be able to see this area here from there. And then I have this guy to tell you which way to go. And then you come down here. Eric and Kyle ran for the exit. Eric and Kyle are the ones that are outside the door in the hub. But yeah, there's some weapon storage here. There never was any power armor on those stands. Those aren't displays. I just wanted to have them there for, posterity. What I love about this, though, is it doesn't go the way that you think every Fallout environmental story will go. Usually everybody ends up dead. But this one, they win. We fucking lit it up. It tried to crawl away. It was trying to crawl away and save its own life. But Stan buried an axe into its head and ended it right there. Damn sheep sloth. But was there only one? I don't think so, because there's one in the hub too. And to get those weapons in their hands, you can watch the Death Star video that I made. It's the same process, but you just use the weapons instead of the light tubes. It's the same thing. And this is how you get back once you've completed the story. But before we get over there, I have this that I enjoy. I really like this orchestra pit. I even looked up some plans for orchestra pits to figure out how to arrange the instruments. But then I ended up having to take a whole bunch of them out because I ran out of space because of all the letters on the chalkboards. I also have the rest of it blocked off because that's not part of the story and there's nothing in there. I forgot I wanted to talk a little bit about the lighting in here. So items that are part of the shelter, part of the original structure that you didn't put there, will still cast shadows. So if you cleverly place your lights behind objects like that pillar, you can guide players with the light and shadows. Right, so I have it set up so that you come through here. You know, you see all that shadow over there. You're not going to just sprint over here and say, what's here? Because there's clearly nothing there. You're going to keep following the signs. I don't know what happened to the light that was here. There should have been a light on this sign. Oh, right. I changed it to that one over there. All right, so let's get back to the hub. We'll check the next one. I always do everything on a public server. And sometimes you're going to find people roaming around because everything that I do is canon. So we're going to go into, what's next? We're going to skip the Dinobite gift shop for now. If you really want to see that right now, there's another video on the channel where I did the full Novak tour. We're going to go into Akbar's Descent, which was also featured in another video on the channel, the first one I did when I bought the recording equipment. But this is an underwater base. The decor inside kind of sucks. I didn't put a lot of effort into that. I put all my effort into the exterior, you know, through the windows and such. There's a... Come on, don't... Oh. It is such a pain in the ass if you fall through here. There you go. So I got the floating octopus plushies. I use the grass roofs as the exterior flooring. There's fish everywhere. Oh yeah, these are the aquarium pillars. You can see it there. All you got to do is just put them inside the wall, and then you can have just the sea creature poking out through it. Go over to this side. I got a diver with some research equipment, seahorse. And in the original video, I didn't come out here and show you, but yeah, I got the skull here on the rock with the pirate's treasure. A whole bunch of stuff merged into the roofs. For some reason, I put this little ship out here. And the lighting in here is actually quite special. Because, hang on, there you go. Oh, piss off. There you go. The lighting in here used to be a whole lot more intense, but where is it? There. I have the blue lights here, shining through everything, and there's one green one somewhere too, but they're all on the outside, so you can't see them, and it just makes the whole thing have that blue ambience to it when you run through. Unfortunately, the lighting that comes with the shelter kind of sucks, so you have this sunbeam coming through that corner. But, like I said, I'm okay with that. So then you drop down here, and as I already displayed, it's a pain in the ass to get back up. I tried to build a green screen in here, but the lighting wasn't right and the size wasn't right. So we'll head back to the hub. I had a lot of people come sit down next to me at my talk show desk when that was up. The next one we'll go into will be the collapsed home. There is a little bit of a story to this one. I kind of shied away from the story builds after a while because I didn't really care, because if you can't read the story, then what's the point? But, so, we got some farmland. This is a resettled antebellum style home. This build actually came about because there was somebody on Reddit who made a post about how to build an antebellum home. And I said, well, it's easy. You got to use the porches. You know, you flip them. You see how the porches are going the other way? You flip them around so that they line up with the floors up top. You can't see me pointing at the screen, but I'm pointing. And then you fill it. That'll fill in the gaps, so you don't have anything that looks like it's floating. Now, these antebellum porches usually go all the way around, sometimes only around here. And, you know, go look up antebellum home. You'll know what I'm talking about. So the way I had this set up was most of the walls... let's turn some light on. See, I use these walls because it looks like, the wallpaper's been stripped off. And then, I don't like the way that looks right there. Anyways, this one here, the drywall and insulation has fallen out. And then you go into here, the bedroom has collapsed from above, and the bed has come down here into the dining room. And then I started running out of budget when I got here, so I just slapped a real cheap kitchen together. And I really don't like that none of my wallpaper is loading. But there's an easy way to fix that. You just go into the replace and it'll come back. Oh well. And then this side is the resettled side because it hasn't collapsed. If you turn your paintings around, you can have this, old, worn out, nothing on it look. In the shelter, you can put them on the floors and stuff, so they don't have to be on the walls, and it can look like it's just, somebody threw a frame over there. In here is some dude's office. This was one of my first excursions with the chessboard, so I have this dead guy over here, skull, the hand, the hips are on the chair, and his foot is still on the floor. I put a lot of time into that. So we'll go over to the upstairs. Oh, back here. This was also when I still had all of my shelter doors on the surface, so everything had to have a vendor in it. Because I didn't want anybody getting mad that they couldn't find it. Oh, I gotta go into the shelter and I still can't find your vendor. Like, it's right fucking there, dude. That's why I have the hub that's got all the vendors by the doors now. But yeah, the back closet here has all that. We'll go up here. Got some busted up statues. Broken up old bathroom. This side hasn't collapsed, so this has been resettled. Whoever's been living here has been sleeping in this dirty ass bed. And then over here, I like this. Whoever's been living here hasn't bothered to clean anything up. So there's another dead person over here. And this is where I really started playing with the collapsed aspect of the build. Back here, just old stuff. But over here, everything's all broken up. And I even got a wheelchair sitting there. I wanted to put another dead body down here, but I'm out of budget. But I thought it would be hilarious to have, like, a corpse under where this wheelchair is. Because I think shit like that is funny. So that's most of this. I used the grass roofs again to make the floors. I put them all in under here so that everything was overgrown. So that it wouldn't look, so that you wouldn't be looking at the vault concrete floors under there. So if I go into free cam mode, you'll see that's what's under there. So I had to be real careful to hide everything. There's nowhere you're going to go that you're going to be able to see the vault floor under it. So I'll switch that light off. There's some dead Brahmin in the farmland. And an entrance back to the hub. That dude there with the beard sitting next to me in the screenshot, his name is Popsy Funk. Popsy Funk. And he's a musician. I believe he's Russian. I could be wrong, but I think he's Russian. He's a musician. He's really, really good. But he's not everybody's taste. He does like vulgar comedy. And if you're into stuff like that, jokes about balls and buttholes, check him out, Popsy Funk on YouTube. He is hilarious. So our next one will go into the set of Married with Children. I forget whose camp that one was, but I had to take a screenshot there. I put a dress on and everything for it. And so we got to my favorite show when I was a kid. I'm just about 40 now, so I was a kid when this show started. Married with Children. So this actually has a couple of different episode references in it. I'll go over here first. This is the shoe store. You're going to tell me that the colors are all wrong, but they're actually not. If you go and look a little closer, it's not the colors that are wrong, it's the lighting that is wrong. But we'll go over here. The 90-degree stairs, that took me an entire day to put together to figure out. And the kitchen, I got some chalkboards turned around, facing the other way, just to cover it up and make it look. That way I had some crafting benches available for anybody who came in here. I spent weeks researching the layout of this house, trying to make sure I got everything in the right spot. And it still kind of sucks, if I'm being honest. I can do a whole lot better. I just never bothered. So we'll start with the episode references. We got over here Marcy and Jefferson and Park Ranger Steve. This is referencing an episode titled The Egg and I. I think that was the first time Steve came back. He came back 3 or 4 times. There was the one where he was the dean at the college. There was the one where he was the chauffeur of the rich guy at the car wash. And there, And then there was the egg and I. Yeah, I think that was the first one when Steve came back. Oh, and then there was, no, the first one when Steve came back was when he jumped into bed with Jefferson and didn't realize it. Oh, Marcy, your hair is so nice. Oh, thanks. Yeah, good episode. Over here, I noticed that this costume is very similar to when Peggy was a stripper in the episode Live Nude Peg. And I also saw this, Vault Girl devil hat mask thing. So I thought, perfect, that's Peggy right there. And then over here is, of course, Al and the toilet when he was building his new bathroom. And back here is a more subtle reference that most people wouldn't get. This is the one when Kelly and Bud built the catapult to launch their garbage into the Darcy's yard. I think Bud is in here. There he is. I couldn't put a basement there, but hey, at least I got the door. Where's my door here? Oh, I thought there was a door on there. Oh, we'll go upstairs to the bedroom. All right, these stairs don't actually go anywhere. Right, solid floors, just backstage. I have the pink bathroom from the show here. However, the pink bathroom is in the wrong place. The pink bathroom was the bathroom that Al built in the garage. At least I think so. Now I'm second guessing myself. We'll have to look it up. We got outside the bedroom window. I was going to try to put another Al here doing the peeping Tom thing, but didn't work out. And that's about all of that. I have all the extra lighting set up here because most people don't know that they have the buttons right here to turn the lights on. And this game is really hard to play with the HUD off, so you can't see. But yeah, that might have been better to turn the lights on in the first place. However, with all the lighting, I get a lot of stuttering and frame skipping. So we'll head back into the hub again. And there's the kiss stage. So which one are we going to go into next? We're going to go into... I'm going to skip Scaverton. We're going to do Scaverton later. This is the scary cabin. So this was the first one that I tried to do full conversion on. That's why I have the entryway with the exterior looking stuff. And yeah, there's a vendor at the front of most of the shelters because, like I said before, I had just the doors out in the surface camp. This was originally inspired and supposed to be the Evil Dead cabin. But I quickly learned that the cabin from the Evil Dead movies is different in every movie, even though it's supposed to be the same cabin. And not only is it different in every movie, it's bigger on the inside. So I got the basic shape of it. I did the basic shape, and then I forgot to change those walls up there. And I've had this thing around for years. I never changed those. What the hell's wrong with me? And so I restructured this a little bit more recently. I used to have a couple of floor tiles just on there, and instead I changed it to these wall walks because it looks better. But this is supposed to be like a murder shack. We got a little graveyard out back. There's a shovel on the wall. Body in a wheelbarrow. And then the secret basement. I just put these stairs in too. I used to have power conduits on the wall going down to just mimic a ladder. But then I got these stairs like, all right, I can actually walk up and down instead of having a jetpack. We go down here, we got dirt floors, and we have the butcher. Got some torture implements on the wall. We have a place to lock up prisoners. The whole point of this place is this is supposed to be like a child murderer. I tried to make it as scary as possible, but after looking at some of the other horror-themed stuff I've done, this place really isn't that scary. Probably, yeah, it's a little bit better with the light off. Just last week I was in here and I realized I actually have more space, so I built this room here too. I haven't quite finished it. I got some flies in the poop bucket. That's where I stopped. So I just, but yeah, I'll do more in here at some point. Oh, and this is neat. There's an invisible wall right here. So I put some stuff blocking the way so you can't get there. But we'll move this out of the way and watch that. See, you can't go over there. But you can go in there. And you can't get out. Unless you go this way. It's really weird. But it doesn't stop things from placing. It just stops you from going that way. Now, there's the exit right there. There are some, there were some secret areas in here. You jump over the car. And this was a build test area. There's nothing in here anymore, but there was some neat stuff in there before, like some double doors and whatnot. But I used my, what is it, the vault lobby shelter as the test area now. So again, back into the hub. And we are going to now go into Skyrim. A lot of you may have seen Skyrim. There's a cinematic tour of it available on the channel. And it's pretty epic. I had a couple of my friends come in and put on some costumes to act like Forsworn and bandits. And we did a Fus Roda off the edge of the cliff and such. The audio on that video is terrible because it was the first video I did with any real editing into it, and I used a different program to add the audio, and the gain was cranked all the way up, and it crackles the whole way through. It's really irritating. But so we got the Skyrim house here. I have built this house probably well over 100 times in games that aren't Skyrim, and I'm thinking about doing a series where I build it in other games. Like I play No Man's Sky, Green Hell, Stranded Deep. I wouldn't mind trying to build it in there, but we'll go in there after. So we got a Khajiit caravan here. A whole bunch of potions and rugs and stuff, and basically just Khajiit junk for sale. If you have the world radio audio turned up in your settings, there's actually dynamic music in this place, but I don't have it turned on right now. But there are jukeboxes. These ones here. They're hidden all over the place, and they're all measured out properly so that when you walk out of range of one, the other one will fade in slowly. And when you go up here, I could put more over here. Like, I still have some budget, right? Yeah, I got a little bit of budget. Now, every time I come back here, I think there should be a word wall up here. But I already have one in the basement, so we're just going to stick to having the necromancer out here. Got the fire spell going, right? The shrine, the altar, the table. You go down here, we got a bandit camp. this place, if you look real closely, looks like I put a lot of effort into it, but I didn't. I built all of this bandit camp here in about 45 minutes. It was ridiculously easy. And I wasn't even like basing it on an actual bandit camp from Skyrim. Oh, somebody fixed my jugs. These are supposed to be broken. Wasn't even basing it on an actual bandit camp. I just kind of had like an orc place in mind and a bandit camp and some Forsworn and just kind of amalgamated all of them together and built this from my own memory. If you go up here, we have a frost troll attacking a campsite. In the cinematic version of the video you can find on the channel, you'll see my guy wearing the armor throwing a fireball at the frost troll. So we'll head back over to the house now. Come on, you. Run, run. Oh yeah, I put some trees here because there's supposed to be lots of trees. Oh yeah, and the carriage driver. We got that guy here too with the horse back there. Now this house, you might see the theme change slightly as you get into different areas, because originally I was building like a Fallout version of this house, but halfway through I was like, why don't I like try to recreate the actual Skyrim one? So that's what we ended up doing here. And if you were to load up any of the Hearthfire houses in Skyrim and look at a screenshot, you're going to see like this is basically identical. I put a lot of work. Like I said, I built this house so many times. Damn wallpaper. So I almost didn't even actually need any screenshots to build this house. So we go into the greenhouse over here. Everything here. I used to have a bunch of different plants in here, but then I finally unlocked these roses, so I did that instead. I believe that's like the Helvetia planter. We got the back room here. I put a lot of work into this one to try to make it as close as possible to the original Skyrim one. This is the entrance to the basement. We'll get there after. And the trophy room. The trophy room is an awful lot like Fallout. It's got Fallout trophies in it, but I decided to just put my own gameplay trophies in here, as it's really the only display area I actually have. And we got the armory, which is, again, as accurate as possible. If you load up and look at the screenshots, you'll notice that even the mounted animal heads are in the exact same place, and most of them, like the bear, are in the right position. Like I can't get like a saber cat and shit, so I can't put their heads on the wall, but I think this one is supposed to be a saber cat, where I have the agua. I'll go upstairs real quick here. You get this area here. My guy, as I'm sure you'll know, wears cowboy hats. So these are actually all the hats that he's worn up until he got the one that he's got on now. And then we got the children's bedroom. And we got more wallpaper that didn't load. And then we have the main bedroom, which, like I said, is pretty much exactly the same as you will find it in Fallout. I did play around with the decor a little bit in like the floors and the walls, just because I have the option to do that, and you can't make them. Like, I could have done the whole thing with these walls, but it wouldn't look quite right. It's close, but it's not quite right. So beyond that, we're going to head into the next one. All right, now we're getting into the big ones. Before we go to Scaverton, we're going to go into Tranquility Lane from Fallout 3. This one is still not finished. My dog was yelling in my face there. So I built all of Tranquility Lane here, but I haven't completed the interiors of all the houses yet. It's not exactly 100% one-to-one because there are no driveways in between the houses. I probably could have done that and utilized this road here as part of it, but I didn't actually think of that when I was building it, so this is what we got. We got the playground. I built my own slide. I couldn't build any monkey bars. I tried. It kind of sucked. I used the conduits, but it didn't work out. So I just put this display thing here, that good enough placeholder. And we got Betty here in the pink dress. I bought this asylum dress for 18,000 caps at somebody's camp. And then half an hour later, before I had gotten back here to put it on the mannequin, I found another one. That's usually how it goes, though. So we'll go over here. I got this place done. These houses are all screenshot accurate. Everything. There's nothing in these kitchens in the actual game. Like that's it. There's supposed to be a fridge and a stove, and it's just big empty kitchen. So even though it looks like I didn't put any effort into it, this is the way it's supposed to be. There are a lot of tricks with the roofs here. You'll see that this one is halfway through, and it's that you've got floors on top of it. It was not easy to do, but by the time I got to the fifth or sixth house, doing the same thing over and over, I was able to do it pretty quickly. The only difference between these houses are the bedrooms are unique in each of them, and most of them have bathrooms. But yeah, the bedrooms are all unique. That's really the only difference. Like the furniture placement inside them is unique too, but it's not really. We got this house here. This is where you got to kill the lady, and you got more wallpaper that didn't load. That's getting really bad, eh? I don't have a Mr. Handy I could put there, but I got a little statue floating there, so that's close enough. I even got the chandelier here that's supposed to fall on her head. I did do upstairs here. This is the way the bedroom is supposed to be. Bathroom, of course. And they all have a bathroom downstairs, too. Like, it's kind of weird how many bathrooms are in this game for a game that nobody ever pees. So we'll go over to the next one. This is where we start getting into the unfinished territory. Because like I started building this the day this shelter was released, and I honestly, man, I just kind of ran out of steam. We'll go back out. We'll go to the next one again. Over here, the garden gnomes are all positioned accurately, though, and that's where they're supposed to be. This one, I did do the kitchen. Okay, I did the kitchen in this one. Hey, cool. I got a shelter entrance in there. I didn't know that. I smoke a lot of dope, man. Like, I forget a lot of this stuff. Yeah, okay, I didn't do upstairs either. So that's a lot more work I got to do. Now we'll go to Timmy Nussbaum's house, the lemonade stand here. Here, I go into free cam mode. You can probably see inside. There are a shitload of chessboards in here. And each one had to be burned one at a time so that I could put the next one as close to it as that is. I built this whole thing out of the market signs, as you can see there. And I'm really proud of this. I was really happy with how this turned out. Like, it looks really good the way it's supposed to be. Now, you'll notice that this one garden gnome here is red because that's what happens when you rat out Timmy Nussbaum. Betty turns him into a garden gnome. So I put him there. And inside the house, I did the whole thing. Run upstairs real quick. Bedroom. There are some really weird bugs in this shelter that won't let you build in certain spots. So this door is locked and there is nothing behind it. It's supposed to be a bathroom, but there's nothing there. in here is supposed to be a brochure for military school. That's what scares Timmy in the first place. The best I could come up with was this Guns and Bullets magazine with that picture of Elijah Wood on it. And more wallpaper that doesn't load. Man, this is getting worse and worse. So then the last one will be the abandoned house, which is like the control house. Oh yeah, I have if you go around back, you can get inside. Because I was originally going to try to build it here, but there's no room. This is as far as you can go, and these plants keep coming back, and I refuse to have plants coming through my floors in here. So this is like a placeholder for anybody who would have been interested to find all of the secrets in my shelter. And speaking of secrets in the shelters, we have over here, jump up the stairs, jump up these stairs. This gave me an idea. I was going to try to build like a platformer kind of game in a series of shelters on my alternate character, but I haven't done that yet. But this is the new headquarters of Fab Funk Studios. I got a green screen for Christmas, and it's going to be me sitting behind that desk talking to you in person. There's a screen there for putting other videos on. If I were capable of editing this, then you would see some stuff there. But I'm still not entirely sold on this set. It's probably going to change as much as my name does. But for right now, this is what we got. So now we'll head inside the abandoned home. This is not finished either. I've only actually just started this. Like, I built the whole house part, but I didn't do the decor. It was just maybe a week or two ago. I finally put the chessboards with the items on them, that you're supposed to interact with to open the door. I'm thinking about trying to make a way to have some switches. You'll see there's that plunger switch right there. Try to find some sort of connection with the switches to open the door, but I'm not really that concerned about it. All of that stuff is right there anyway. There's nothing over here. And then you go through the door. I hate these doors. When you go through the door, you can get back to Tranquility Lane that way, or you can get back to the hub this way. That camp right there, that's my buddy Jack. Good guy. He put a post on Reddit. He had some stairs and floors stuck, and he couldn't figure out how to get rid of them. I showed up there. I must have spent about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 hours at his camp. We fixed the problem in about 2 hours, but after that, I was like, all right, well, let's see what else we can do. So we're just walking around talking about stuff, talking about how we can build his camp. And if you rewind and look at the screenshot, the vault stairs that were going up on that side, that was the problem. He broke the connection between the second and third floor. And I could not figure out where the connection was broken because everything seemed to line up fine. But when he built a scaffolding around the side to try to put some walls and roofs on the far side without falling off, that became the new support, and you couldn't take it out. And no matter what we did, until we put a new set of stairs in there, it would not come out. All right, what did I say? We're going to go to Scaverton now. Scaverton is the first city that I built, and this is not... There's Jack's camp again. This is not based on anything. This is 100% original idea. This is one of the first shelters that I filled in. The story behind this is that, it's Fallout. The bombs fell. People needed a place to go. Some fucking filthy scavengers found this abandoned mine and decided to build a town in here. So, they bring in junk. We got the sign. I love the sign. Good old Scaverton. And just a little town here. So every house has a different theme to it. I got the cardboard cutouts here to represent the people who live here, but this is like a hunter, right? Makeshift hunter's lodge, bunch of ducks, and yeah. Oops, wrong button. We got the communal fire pit out here in the town center. There's another, this is a hoarder house here. It's got some broken up walls and a workbench, and I got some workbenches here and there. Most of That was the original thing when I was building the stuff. It's like, oh, I got to have all the workbenches available. So this house has to have this one. This. You know what? It doesn't matter. You don't need workbenches in your shelter, man. If it doesn't fit the decor, doesn't fit the theme, don't put them. You don't need them. As long as you got a workshop somewhere, it doesn't matter, bud. So we'll go over to the tavern next. We got the. This looks like I might have put a lot of work into it, but I really didn't. This tavern I slapped up in about 5 minutes. I just put all of the signs I had up on the walls, put all the junk around that I could come up with. I always put the confetti on the floors in these scrappy builds to make it look like, the place is filthy. And a little lounge area over here. And then we'll go over to here, which this was originally going to be a brothel, which is why she's standing there. But then I thought it looked more like just a house that two roommates lived in. So I put the divider and just kind of changed it up a little bit. And over here is the flower girl. This one I actually put a lot of time into, and I do have some more plants I could put in here. How's my budget? I got some budget. I could probably update this one a little bit. Yeah, so you got one up there. You got this on the shelf. This was before I knew that I could just burn down the shelf and then place my item wherever I wanted to. So I drop merged that, and it's floating a little bit. I could fix it, but I'm not going to bother. And then over here we have the Scaver pile. This I am very, very proud of. There's just so much going on here. You know what? I'm going to go into free cam and show you. So there's so much going on in here. There's just every bit of junk you could think of. There's another trailer I could put in with some stuff in the back too, but I don't think I need to bother. But yeah, barrels, broken toilet, there's cans everywhere, there's stuff in the junk piles. There's even stuff in behind here. Well, there's a generator somewhere because that solar panel is the generator. But there's a light somewhere nearby here that needs that wiring because I didn't change it all to the utility box generators, which was one of the things that I did. I went through most of the shelters and converted all the power to utility box generators. That's what freed up a whole lot of budget in most of them and let me put some more stuff because there was a lot of wires in all of them. Sorry, we're getting up to 50 minutes and I'm kind of drunk right now. And it's only going to get worse. But in the early days of the shelter building, I was originally trying to have them all linked together. And I was going to build one continuous city. So I was going to build Culo Roton. And anybody who speaks Spanish, there you go, you get it. But that actually just leads to the Death Star. I didn't end up building another part of this town. Yeah, I love my junk pile. I'm very happy with it. And over here we got, a little recreational area with the tree growing up through the water. Got some ducks swimming in the water. I'm not sure why I put a potted plant there. That looks kind of stupid. I don't know why this is here. I mean, if it were automatically on, it might look all right, but that still looks kind of stupid. It's been a while since I've been in here, so I don't even really know what I did. But we'll head back into the hub now. So we're coming up to 50 minutes, and I believe we have 2 left. Well, we actually got 4 left. Do we? Yeah, 4. This one here, this is the long oft forgotten one that even I don't usually remember is there. this is the root cellar, and I was trying to do another Skyrim themed thing. My inspiration was I forget the guy's name, but you go into that one raider camp in Skyrim, and there's that blind guy reading a book, and if you steal his book, it's all blank. So that's kind of what I was going for here, but again, this is early days, so everything had to have a vendor immediately visible. But then I completely changed it when we went downstairs, and I decided to go for like a mead hall style structure. And I couldn't get the roofs to go the way I wanted them to because I didn't know how to work with roofs at the time. So I just got those walls in there to create the illusion of the proper angle. Yeah, I like this place. I don't come in here very often. This might only be like the fifth time I've been in here since I built it. But I do like this place. It looks really good. The problem is these two rooms over here, like this one here, you just come over to where the pit and so yeah, okay, whatever, bud. Over here, this is where I learned that you can't destroy rugs because I tried so hard and yet somehow that table is still floating. I put the organ back there just for the aesthetic. The whole point of the aesthetic, get off the table. The whole point of the aesthetic is when you first walk in, everything is, properly centered, and you see Buddy there by the throne, standing there staring at you, and the organ just kind of fit in just fine in that spot. And then we got where the court mage would reside, and then that's about that. Yeah, we got some piles of junk over here with some cobwebs on them. And that's about it for that. So, we are finally going to go into Good Springs. There's me in a dress again. The original plan was I wanted to have you just spawn in right where you start when you play New Vegas, right there in Doc Mitchell's house. But as I studied and mapped out the layout for Doc Mitchell's house, I realized there's no way to make that work without having to go around a corner and up the stairs and through a second doorway. And I'd rather just do this, have people be like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then boom, Doc Mitchell's house. This is where you first wake up in New Vegas. This part right here is almost screenshot accurate. It's supposed to be a gurney, not a wheelchair behind him, but whatever. I don't have the right machine for over here, so I put the fortune teller. This used to be the alien on the surgical bed or hospital bed or whatever, but then I got the super mutant. It should just be an empty gurney, but I don't have that either. I don't think anybody does. This is the chemistry bench where you can make the couple of stim packs when you start the game. And this is some brush sticking through the floor because shelters fucking suck. So then you come out here. This is not entirely finished yet. I recently changed this fireplace to this one because I just bought it. Some more brush sticking through the floor because shelters suck. The Brahmin skull up there where it's supposed to be. And I paid 10,000 caps to buy this sign because I couldn't be bothered farming the event for it. But I used to have the Mothman tome here. That works, but I wanted two bears high-fiving. And this is as close as you're going to get to two bears high-fiving. It's the black bear. The shelves are all empty, okay, right? There's supposed to be junk on these shelves. And the bedroom is basically empty. The kitchen just has some workbenches in it. And the bathroom is empty. So I never really finished Doc Mitchell's house. But here's a fun thing. Doc Mitchell's house is bigger on the inside. And Doc Mitchell and Easy Pete wear the same clothes. So I have it so that when you come out, this is what you see. This is the exact same. I wish I could do some editing and show you a side-by-side, because this is basically exactly the same as what you see when you first come out of Doc Mitchell's house. That's why I have it up on the ramp like this. And that's why this house is a phony. A big fat phony. Right? There's nothing back here. Except some locked doors. Right? People like to pick my locks. Yeah? Did that go how you thought it would, bud? Close the door. We'll go over here first. This is just a random house. This is unfinished, but it's got the corner filled in like you would see in the merging video that I did. And it's got the doors that are typically closed, even when they're open. But yeah, I haven't finished this house, and I closed off the walls over there. We'll go into the general store. We got the Mojave Courier box there. And that door is... Oh, look at that. It opened. I think that this store should actually be a little bit smaller on the inside. I feel like it's a little bit too big. It's not crowded enough. So I might just bring the sidewalls in a little bit. We got... what's his name there? Oh, I'm drawing a blank now. I can't remember his name. Chet. I went through a whole bunch of different outfits for Chet, and then I found like the later hosen seems to be the closest to Chet's outfit. There's Chet's little room back here. This is actually almost 100% screenshot accurate, even though it looks empty and stupid. That's the way it's supposed to be. Over here too, this was all based on a screenshot. There's supposed to be a Mr. Handy poster over there. This is the closest I got to it. And of course the canister and the vial and the toaster. There should be more. I'm not quite done filling this place in yet either. We'll go to the Prospector Saloon. I do not have the marquee letters. I would love to get them. I still haven't bothered filling in a support ticket to do that. But yeah, Easy Pete and Doc Mitchell wear the same clothes. I don't think they're wearing the same clothes right now. They might be. I don't know. I'm drunk. There you go. So, there's Sunny Smiles and Cheyenne, because I don't have the dog statue. I wish I had the dog statue. That thing would be here. But, buddy, that dog statue would be everywhere. Yeah, we got the pool table. We got the posters. The posters are even not level with each other. Like, this is 100% screenshot accurate as well. They're supposed to be all kind of up and down like that. We got a boarded up room. Oh, somebody fixed my door. All right, so here's the thing. These, uh-oh, where did that go? So I got my flamethrower back. These trailer doors here are unique because when they're destroyed, they don't just disappear. They actually have a different texture they're on the floor. There. Now, broke a shelf. If you go into New Vegas and go to Good Springs and look at this room in the Pioneer Saloon, the Prospector Saloon, this is exactly the same way it's supposed to be. And if you come into my Good Springs and you come into my Prospector Saloon, stop fixing the fucking door. And then there's the bathroom. And then there's this door that leads out to where the workbenches are between the shops. And of course there's the bar. And this is supposed to be mirrors behind here, but that's the closest I could get. And the broken radio did, I forget her name now too. The bartender. Did she ever try to get you to fix her radio? Well, there it is. But, yeah, again, stop fixing the fucking door. It's supposed to be like that. Right, so you got the workbenches. There's supposed to be like one or two workbenches here, but I put a bunch of them. And then back here where Sunny Smiles takes you and gives you the BB gun, we got that here. I put the alien thing on there just because I wanted to. Well, yeah, we got the shooting targets. We got all that. There are no geckos over there to shoot, but whatever. So across the street we have the destroyed house. This is supposed to be a big water tank up on some supports, but you can't put the water boiler in shelters. So I just put the grain silo. It's close enough. And I built this busted up house. I do kind of like this place. Yeah, it looks good. We got the Brahmin pen. I put some dead Brahmin and the thing here because you can't put live Brahmin walking around. And even though you can on the surface because you have the pack Brahmin, it's a resource generator and you can't put it in a shelter. And down here, I have not finished this house either. This one will be quick to do. There's only supposed to be like a wall here and a wall here. It's 3 rooms. It should be easy. I just haven't done it. Over here, though, I did finish this house. And I put a lot of effort into finishing this house. And I fucked the door up again. There you go. So, kitchen is nothing special, not supposed to be. But over here, like, yeah, this is... Dude, load into New Vegas and look at this side by side. Trust me. Over here, you're going to think, oh, why didn't you bother hiding the chessboard? Well, I'm not supposed to, because in New Vegas, in Good Springs, in this house, in this room, on that shelf, is a chessboard with a harmonica on top of it. That's what's supposed to be there. This is 100%. And then we got into the schoolhouse. I'm sure some of you remember this. It should be a little bit further away. There's supposed to be some destroyed houses right here. Again, you can't see me pointing, but I'm pointing at the screen right now. Supposed to be some houses there, but I don't have room or budget to do that, so I just put the schoolhouse. So you remember the mantis egg? You'd walk up here, you step on it, and all the mantises would come at you, but then you could just step on them and crush them. And over here, just random junk and shelves the way it's supposed to be. All the chairs are in. So there should be some desks and chairs turned over on their sides, but you can't do that. The lockers, I believe I counted them, so they are exactly the way they're supposed to be. And then I got a broken egg over here where you've already stepped on it. There should have been mantises there. Right, and then you come back out the front door. And down here over there, actually, over here, where the vertibot is, this should be Victor's shack, but you can't go any further than there. That's it. That's as far back as I can go. So I can't put Victor's shack. So this is going to take us to Novak. Now, we've been to Novak before on the channel. There was a big, long tour there. And you're free to go watch that if you want. I'm going to take another quick run through it here, though, and this is going to be the last of it. So we'll go into Novak. This is the Dino Delight Motel office. We got Jeannie Mae Crawford here. We got 100% screenshot accurate. Well, no, not quite 100%, but as close as I could get at the time. The safe in the floor back here where you find the documents that prove Jeannie Mae Crawford is the one that sold Boone's wife to the Legion. Bitch. And there's Victor. Again, the picture on the screen is not accurate, but the robot's the right color. The motel is not the right shape. The bungalows are not quite spaced out properly. We got Ranger Andy's bungalow here first. If I can open the door. Come on, man, open the door. There you go. Ranger Andy's bungalow here. I put the stilts on the bed because I can't put crutches. I would love to put crutches, and I would love to be able to put a fridge. Bathrooms are just bathrooms. And I'm sorry if I sound like I'm rushing through this, but we've already done Novak, and I'm pretty hammered. So, this is Cliff Briscoe's bungalow. And he's got the Dinky, the Dino toys all over the place. And he's supposed to have a couple of them on some roller skates doing a race. I don't have roller skates. I got a tank and a truck. And over there is the Dino Bite gift shop. We'll do a quick run through the rooms again. This is your room where you lived when you played New Vegas. We don't have coat racks, so I put the modern art sculpture. I probably put more effort into this Novak than I did into the rest of the shelters that we've seen so far, which is funny that I'm being so short with this one because, well, like I said, we've already seen it. I still forget whose room this is. I'm not looking at the map. I forget whose room this is. This is supposed to be a motorcycle. There are no motorcycles. So I have to put bikes, a bunch of garbage on the floor. Bathroom's just a bathroom. And seeing that that door was closed, I have a feeling that nobody has gone into that bathroom since I recorded the last video. This, I believe, is Daisy Whitman's room. And then down... Oh, piss off. Down to here. Boone's room. Knife on the floor. Whiskey bottle. If you watch the other video, you're going to hear me talk a whole lot about how I'm going to tear this Novak down and rebuild it. I'm still going to do that. I just haven't had the balls to scrap the whole thing yet. You know, it's like I put a lot of work into this. It's kind of hard to just tear it down and do it again. So there's Manny Vargas's room. Big old drug den. Dirty beds on the floor. Cranky Chris Haversom. However, there's one thing that was not included in the original video because it wasn't here at the time, and it has to do with Chris Haversom. So first we'll go out, we'll just go take a quick look over here. This is the rest of the town. I'm like, dude, we're over an hour now. I'm not going to bother going through the whole town here with you. We'll go run and take a quick look at No Bark's shack. I'm really happy with how No Bark's shack came out, so we'll take a quick look here. Just nice slow pan. All right. So yeah, we got the whole town there. But what was not there in the original video, because I didn't build it, was the quest. Oh, somebody already lit it off. But the quest reference. And I'm not going to bother telling you what the quest reference is because you're going to see it in a second because I put big letters up there so everybody knows. Come fly with me, come fly, let's fly away. Yeah, I can't sing right now either because my voice is fucked. There. So if you walk up here and step on the pressure plate, I put the pressure plate because nobody ever turns the damn switch off. But these rockets, you can make them launch. I'm quite happy. I have one in the hub as well. So we'll go down into the gift shop now, and I just realized there's one other place that we forgot to go to, and that would be the basement of the Skyrim house. So we'll jump down in there after. Again, you've seen all this before, so just give me a second. So we're inside the Dinobite gift shop. Our boy Cliff Briscoe here. We got all this shit on the shelves, the coffee mugs. This was not easy to do. If you watch the merging episode, you'll see exactly how this works. I'll go into free cam mode here. You can see all the chessboards. Same thing. You got to burn the chessboards down to put the other ones close to them. We've got this room back here with that gun hidden on the shelf. And if you go upstairs, we got Bone. And then down here, you've got the courier with that bitch Jeannie Mae Crawford. And you know what? If you find my shelters here and you want to come into Novak, nobody's going to say anything if you want to fire off a few headshots at Jeannie Mae. Then we can jump down and go back to the hub through here. So that's about it. We just got one place left to go that I forgot to go into, which would be the Skyrim basement. This place, man, I love this. I spent so much time on this, trying to figure out the best way to do it. I could probably still do it a little better. But I chose the missile silo shelter just because it has this ladder here already. And I didn't want to bother building a ladder because I wanted to be able to get back to the surface, because originally my Skyrim house was up on the surface. And if you wanted to get back, you'd have to go up there, and it would just bring you back to where you came in from. After I built the Skyrim in the summer camp shelter, I put the bus here. This was actually what gave me the idea to crash the bus through the front door of my other house, and I thought it was really neat, so we did that. We got the forge here, and in my house in Skyrim, I actually all the legendary weapons that you collect that are completely useless that you just build up and build up. My basements in all three of my houses in Skyrim, in all of my characters, are just full. There are legendary weapons just thrown onto the floor everywhere. Like when you walk in, you're walking around kicking them all over. You can hear them flying around, bouncing off of other ones. They're just everywhere. So then you go into here, there's the aquarium. Now, the aquariums are not screenshot accurate. I just kind of built whatever I wanted to here, because there is a secret exit here that will take you down outside at nighttime, where there's a word wall. Now, I thought it was really, really cool because there are actually words on the wall. There's a dragon priest. Looks like the Emperor. There are actually words on the wall, but they don't show up until you get real close, just like in Skyrim. And then there is another exit that also goes to the Death Star. So that basically just takes us right back to where we started. Yeah, that's, as far as I know, that's the full tour. However, I'm pretty drunk, so I might have missed one. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, stay crunchy. Goodbye.